The pairs of opposites. Balance is the thing to strive for. William Ross. In observing the creative nature and processes of the mind, we find that all manifest existence and experience derive from the interplay of equal but opposite forces. Mind is the architect, imagination, the process, and the pairs of opposites, the building blocks. Normally, we think of opposites as entirely separate and removed from one another. Actually, they are inseparable, united and vary only in degree. Hot and cold, up and down, happy and sad, love and hate, rich and poor, comfort and pain, young and old, health and sickness. Each of these represents interacting forces that are unconsciously activated by our thoughts, attitudes and self-image. The degree to which they are experienced is determined by our state of equilibrium and centeredness. To be in harmony with life, we must be balanced between the pairs of opposites. At first glance, we would assume that we should identify with the positive end of the pole. Happiness instead of sadness, comfort instead of pain, wealth instead of poverty, etc. Yet this is not being centered. To concentrate solely on happiness would be off-center, and life in its natural flow would re-establish its balance. Happiness should be a byproduct, not an end in itself. One cannot remain in an ultimate state of joy and excitement. It would be out of sync. The degree of the rise above the line of equilibrium is the degree of the fall below. Such an effort could only result in peaks and valleys. There is no healthy peace of mind at each extreme. To be in harmony with the natural laws, we must groom our thoughts to flow easily and smoothly through life. The main highway is through the center of the pairs of opposites. Centeredness is a place of beauty, where a sense of well-being underlies all that we feel and do. We feel good about ourselves and reflect this to others. Our thoughts smooth and prepare the way. How do we approach and establish this centering between the opposite poles? Throughout untold centuries, the best way has been found to be that of daily habit of at least a few minutes of silent time. Many executives and people of great responsibility now close their office doors and ask not to be disturbed for a specified time while they focus their attention upon a quiet and lovely scene in the country. Or imagine that they are lying on the grass under a beautiful shade tree. Or perhaps counting their breath up to 5 and back again. Some keep soft and soothing music playing in their offices and in their cars when they drive. The benefits of staying in balance and flowing with the tides of life are beyond measure. Everyone is attracted to beauty, whether it be in nature, a person, or the broad field of art. Beauty is harmony, balance, equilibrium. That which speaks to the subtleties of the soul. It is the center path between the pairs of opposites. The same laws obtain throughout all manifest existence. It is the balance, the equilibrium between these two forces that sustains the planets in their orbits, the galaxies in their positions, and every infinitesimal fragment in its place in the great cosmic procession. Though the eye cannot perceive it, and its complexity dazzles the mind, the sciences of the great and the small are finding, in the orchestrated rhythms of the infinite, a factual phenomenon called the music of the spheres, and the choreography of the all-pervading dance of the celestial parade. Yet it is true that nature's source and purpose are an unfathomable mystery to human intelligence, for the answers lie in frequencies far transcending the capacity of the intellect. Still, to the relatively few great contemplatives of the highest order, these mysteries have been known in their fullness since ages lost in antiquity. If not by means of the intellect, how was this elusive knowledge acquired? By using the mind to transcend itself. There are disciplines by which it can be freed from its limited and enchaining frequencies and rise into those higher dimensions of direct knowing. Consciously or not, we are all seeking harmony, for this is the only state that is truly and lastingly comfortable. Yet who does not become ruffled and out of sorts at times? This is understood. Everyone has imperfections, but an effective way to restore your harmony is to take a few minutes, sit quietly alone, and visualize a poetically beautiful little lake surrounded by the loveliest graceful trees and soft green grass. We might step into the scene, glance about, then sit down comfortably on nature's velvet carpet just above the waterline. There is not a leaf stirring, not a ripple on the lake. The water is pure and crystal clear. You can see into its depths. It is at rest. It is in perfect harmony. And you have allowed the quiet and subtle beauty and stillness to restore your harmony. You are at peace through and through, and you will sustain and reflect in your eyes and face, your every glance and motion, the pure beauty of your spirit. You are your own wonderful self again, and each time it is practiced, it becomes more beneficial, for it restores your peaceful balance. You are now experiencing the wonder, the nobility, and the serenity of your gentle nature, balanced midway between the pairs of opposites. A well-balanced person never does any single thing to the exclusion of everything else. He has learned that the enjoyment of anything is lost just the moment he gets too much of that thing. He quits eating just before he becomes completely satisfied. Watches constantly his balance or poise. There are so few people in the world possessing this rare quality that the ones who have it shine like stars. A. B. Zuttervern. End of this chapter.